Looking at the way P2B was criticized for building the so-called substandard boreholes in many communities in northern Nigeria, of course it was met with heavy condemnation from well-meaning Nigerians. It was a coordinated effort by the APC. And looking at the many communities where P2B built these boreholes with its own money, one thing stands out and points to the person that coordinated this effort.
What we are saying every day is that the purpose of government is to care for the poor.
Among the many communities where P2B commissioned boreholes in the north, he commissioned one in Zaria, and the precise local government area where he commissioned that borehole falls under the constituency of a political heavyweight in Nigeria today. That person is no other than the current Speaker of the House of Representatives, Abbas. Apart from being the fourth most powerful person in Nigeria right now, Abbas also doubles as a prince in the Zauzau Emirate. In fact, he is the next in line to the throne to become the emir. And considering the fact that he has been in the National Assembly since 2011, one wonders why a community in his constituency is lacking something as basic as water.
The House is very supportive of you. The House loves you very well. There is hardly any decent voice in the House today and yesterday against you for any of your policies.
So Prince Abbas, with all his privilege in the National Assembly, he couldn't provide water to his constituency, despite being in the National Assembly for 13 years. So you can understand why Abbas might be behind this coordinated attack on the person of P2B, or maybe his associates took the sycophancy to a whole new level to protect their boss, because they must have felt that P2B intentionally sited the borehole in his constituency in order to humiliate him and tell his people that, hey, you've got someone that has been in the National Assembly since 2011 and he's the current speaker despite the massive budgets they made at the National Assembly as constituency projects. Remember that the National Assembly budgeted 193 million naira for one borehole, while P2B is using his personal money, around 5 million naira per borehole, and donating it to communities free of charge without fanfare. So you can understand how wicked Nigerian politicians are, not just Abbas. Despite having access to massive budgets from the National Assembly, he couldn't solve something as simple and basic as water. Instead of seeing P2B as an inspiration that he is, he's using his personal money to do charitable projects. Politicians feel threatened because in their heart of hearts, they know that they are there for themselves. They don't mean well for the people. They keep acquiring wealth. No one knows what they will do with all the wealth. But this is someone that has been inspiring many people all along. Look at the Niger State governor.
We have cleared deliberately over 1 million hectares of land. So, my boss, you are very right to what you have said. We have no reason to be poor. People may not like you, but they must hear you, because what you say is the gospel truth.
All he's doing today in agriculture can be linked to being inspired by P2B during the campaigns. Is it Zulum of Borno State? He just declared that he will build boreholes that will be powered by solar energy. You see, the problem with Nigerian politicians is the corruption is just too much. It wasn't this way in the 70s and the early 80s, during the Shagari civilian regime, before Buhari and his boys removed them from power. The corruption wasn't as it is today. Imagine what Jakonde achieved in Lagos State in a single term. It wasn't as if there wasn't corruption at the time, but the difference is politicians of that era had shame. They thought very well about their reputation, and the projects they executed far outweighed the corruption, so the society didn't feel it in any way. Unlike today, that one person will take all Nigerians for fools and say, hey, one borehole will cost 193 million naira, and they will sign the budget without blinking an eye. This is why there is serious suffering in Nigeria today. All the federal allocations, state revenue, everything these people earn, they end up stealing everything. Nothing reflects in the society. Nothing is spent on the well-being of Nigerians. How much does it cost to drill one borehole? Let's even assume that as a government, they would like to build a tower that can hold maybe 4 tanks. Let's say it will cost 10 million naira to build one. So budgeting just 1 billion naira will build 100 boreholes. All they need to do is select locations that are in dire need of water, where people trek up to 500 meters or even 1 kilometer to fetch water. And within 1 month, all these places will have water. It will even create employment, because all the civil works that will be done there will be done by the citizens of the state. Isn't it better that people are employed? They will earn genuine money instead of all the time the state will be spending money on palliatives that are not sustainable. How long will you give people palliatives? So the state stands to benefit when they do civil works and massive projects in their state, especially the ones that will benefit the people directly, because water is indispensable. Thanks for watching.